peace. Yeah. What about the election? But this guy is hiding something.
So, what do you think of the election results?
All right, the election. Who won?
Thank you.
Roy. He beat Atwood by a significant margin.
Oh, I suppose that's good. I think I may have voted for him, but I'm not sure.
I'll let you resume your practicing, Mr. Puffin.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Same. Same to you, sir. Okay, we're gonna save. Speak to Tom Puffin. We still need to do the thing, you see? Let's just blow all the candles. Then we talk to this guy. Okay.
Well, that's all of them. Hope you made a wish.
Bro, the candles, emergency, emergency.
Could I have another moment of your time, Mr. Puffin?
Yes, I suppose so.
Prayer candles.
It seems that all the prayer candles have gone out.
Have they? Blast, I keep saying there's a draft, but nobody's done anything about it. Excuse me for a moment, won't you?
Okay. Go over there. Here we go.
Let's hope this chest hasn't got squeaky hinges.
Dearest Ned, your last letter made me giggle with delight. I just cannot stop dreaming of the day we can finally make our dreams come true and live together as man and wife. I think it would be truly the most splendid idea to get a puppy? No, it would be just the most splendid idea to get a puppy. Already begun thinking of names. How does Woofle sound? Oh my love, Pete. This is Priscilla. You see there's like the thing there. Okay.
Could I have another moment of your time, Mr. Puffin?
Yes, I suppose so.
Okay.
Do you know anyone named Ned?
Ned, well, yes, I do. My nephew, Ned Bunkridge.
Your nephew?
Yes, why do you ask?
Where might I find Ned? I'd like to speak with him.
Is everything all right? Ned hasn't gotten into any trouble, has he? I always tell him just because he's training his body, that's no excuse to pick fights.
Training his
No,
body?
he hasn't gotten into any trouble.
Oh, well, he lives in Lyon. 511 Parkside Terrace.
I think this is our
Right.
guy.
Thank you for the information.
I think that's our guy.
I'll let you resume your practicing, Mr. Puffin.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Yeah. You see, we need to speak to Ned. This, Ned's residence.
Right this way, sir. Mr. Bunkridge is in his gymnasium.
In
Thank
the
you, my good man.
gymnasium. Okay.
Well, you take a look at this place. And take a look at him. Maybe you should consider doing some training yourself, Miles. You aren't getting any younger after all.
Shut up, Bill. I think this is our guy. Look at this red hair.
Excuse me, Mr. Bunkridge?
Oh, hello. Who are you?
I'm Miles Fordham, a private investigator. Your valet let me in.
Right, of course. What can I do for you?
I have a few questions for you, if you'd be so kind.
Yes, all right. I could use a bit of a rest anyway.
Yep. This is our guy. Look at this. The red hair. Heavy build. He was wearing a fake beard. He was trying to incriminate Jimbo.
Are you familiar with a man named Ronan Lespay?
Never heard of him.
I have his portrait. Maybe you recognize him?
No, I've never seen this man before, but... Huh, how about that?
How about what?
The detail in this ferrotype is a bit fuzzy, but his facial features and hair, They vaguely resemble mine.
You know, now that he mentions it, it's true. Lespade does bear a passing resemblance to this fellow. Not quite as handsome, though.
What? Something weird here.
So, you know nothing about the murder outside the Silent Raven 4 nights ago?
That's right. I don't even know what the Silent Raven is.
It's a bar in the Chum.
Well, that explains it. For one thing, I don't go to that part of town. A man like me sets foot in that den of ruffians, and I'll have every Tom, Dick, and Harry challenging me to a fight. Not that I couldn't take them, but I have better ways to train my body than beating thugs. Anyway, I don't drink. Dulls the mind and softens the body.
I see. Well, just thought I'd ask.
I'm sorry I can't help you, Mr. Fordham, but I hope you solve whatever it is you're investigating. You seem like a nice enough sort.
Tell me about your uncle.
You know Tom?
Yeah.
I've met him, yes. He's the one who told me where you lived.
Oh, right. Well, my uncle is, an interesting man.
Is
Interesting.
that an interesting of the good or bad variety?
I really wish he would take better care of himself is all. I have the feeling that he's on some sort of drug, although he always denies it.
Yeah,
What
he
gives
is.
you that impression?
Well, most of the time he acts completely normal. He goes to work, visits with me. Sometimes we go out together to the theater or a gallery. But some days his mood changes. He goes very solitary, won't leave his house, gets short with me. One time I went to visit him. I heard him yelling along with what sounded like furniture being knocked about. It only happened once, but it worried me. I hope Tom isn't in any sort of trouble.
Opium is one hell of a drug. It's a good thing you never got to that point with the soporific, or Adelaide would have thrown you out much sooner.
Are you all right, Mr. Fordham?
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, I'm fine.
What? Too soon?
Yeah.
Could you give me Tom's address?
You don't have it? I thought you said you'd spoken with him.
Yes.
I visited him at the cathedral.
But if he's there, why do you want his address?
I think he might be involved in the murder.
I have reason to believe he may be somehow involved in a murder.
That's a serious accusation, Mr. Fordham. What proof do you have?
Nothing concrete just yet, which is why I'd like to investigate his home.
Well, you're not the police, so I'm not obligated to tell you. I'm sorry, but you'll need more than just a suspicion to convince me.
Never mind.
On second thought, never mind.
What about Priscilla?
Does the name Priscilla mean anything to you?
Yes, it most certainly does. My lady love is named Priscilla Poundstone.
I see. What can you tell me about her?
Oh, she's a darling. I love her very much. Such a kind and gentle soul she is, too. Loves animals, especially dogs. We've been together for ages and are due to be married soon.
When was the last time you saw her?
Saw her? Oh, no, Mr. Fordham. She doesn't live in New Bretagne. She attends Miss Threadneedle's Academy for Young Ladies in Cormorant.
She lives in New Holland?
That's right. I've never actually met Priscilla face to face. We communicate exclusively through correspondence.
How did you two get involved?
Her father and mine were old military friends. They decided between them that their children would be engaged.
And you're both in agreement?
Yes. I admit at first I was a bit hesitant, but we share many of the same interests. The distance between us is not a detriment to our love.
I wonder how that will change once they actually begin cohabiting.
Correspondence.
So you correspond regularly with Priscilla?
That's right. At least one letter a week. My uncle does me the kindness of acting as courier.
Do you think I might have a look at one of those letters?
What for? They're private correspondence.
I understand, but I feel this is important. Perhaps you could show me one that isn't too personal.
Yes, I suppose that would be all right. In fact, I think there's a recent one on the shelf there. That's not too private. But you won't need to take it, will you?
Not at all. I just want to have a look.
Yeah, I just want to have a look. There's something weird. I don't know. This guy could be another suspect because of the hair, because he's heavily built. But I'm thinking this might also be a misdirection.
You're very into physical conditioning, aren't you?
Oh, you noticed. Yes, I believe that a healthy body is just as important as a healthy mind, if not more so.
Well, he's definitely prioritizing the former.
It's important to keep fit, especially at a job like mine where I'm in a chair most of the day.
What job is that?
I'm a clerk at the Bank of Vespuccia, but someday I hope to leave and teach others about the health benefits of regular exercise. Perhaps even open up my own gymnasium.
Ha! He actually thinks people are gonna go for that. Good luck to him.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the election outcome?
I'm disappointed. Atwood may not have been the greatest PM, but he was pro-steam tech. Sure, the Lygia incident was a tragedy, but people are too quick to judge. Steam technology is a boon to mankind. It's already enriched my life considerably. It's a shame the progress is going to be held back because of one isolated occurrence.
Okay, we're gonna end the conversation.
Thanks for your time.
Not a problem.
And you said there was a letter? Is this one? Shall? My dearest Ned, I was so happy to receive your last letter. Things are going well here. I'm due to begin my next course within the week. All things with you. Did you manage to set up the gymnasium you were talking about? You have to send me a phototype of your new physique.
Wait just a minute. Something's off here. The handwriting in this letter is different to the one we found before. There's something strange going on with this Priscilla.
Yeah.
Oh, look, maybe you can slip these on and go a couple of rounds with Ned. If that's his best right hook, he'll be a pushover. And after that expert knockout you delivered Officer Grant, he won't stand a chance.
Yeah, what about this contraption?
Just when I thought I'd seen it all. What will they think of next? Some kind of martial art? Doesn't look like any I've ever heard of.
Oh, no.
What in the ether is that supposed to be? Looks like some kind of medieval torture device. Then again, so does most of this newfangled exercise equipment.
Yeah.
They don't look that heavy to me. This seems to be where Ned keeps his extra equipment, and assorted other garbage.
We need to speak to Ned.
Could I ask you a few more questions, Mr. Bunkridge?
All right, but try not to take too long. Don't want to drop my heart rate too much.
Yeah. No,
Thanks for your time.
And the conversation.
Not a problem.
How about we go... We need to do something here. Let's go talk to Upton. Oh, this is Upton apartment. No. I want to actually save. Because we got the letters. Yeah, he was living a double life apparently. Spectrum as Ned. We got the photo, we got the description. At a beer and mutton shop. Someone showed it the name Priscilla. JB etched into the handle. And there was a small gold key. Let's go first to the Crimson Cat. Let's talk to Jimbo.
Hello, Jimbo. I have a few more questions for you.
All right, fine.
Do you know Priscilla?
Does the name Priscilla mean anything to you?
Yes, that's my ship, the SS Priscilla.
I see. Did Ronan know about it?
Of course. He always used to ask me to bring him back some exotic souvenir.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Miles, have you ever noticed that this Jimbo fellow fits the description of the man loitering outside the taxidermy shop?
Yeah.
The barmaid told us she saw someone matching that description at the Raven on election night. Not only that, Priscilla just so happens to be the name of the ship Jimbo works on. And the pistol used to murder Ronan has the initials JB etched on it. It could be a coincidence, but I think it's quite reasonable to consider him as a suspect.
Yeah, we added him as a suspect, but he's not the guy. James Jimbo Bogrove. Ronan's ex-partner, sailor working on the SS Priscilla, recently separated from Ronan after being accused of seeing someone else. But this is not the guy.
He won't have anything relevant to tell us right now.
Okay. There's nothing else here, right? Let's go. And there's something that we need to do with Ned. And we can't go into the sewers anymore, so that's done. Let's talk to this lady.
You got time for a few more questions, Mrs. Morgan?
Yes, of course.
What about Priscilla?
Did Ronan know anyone named Priscilla?
Priscilla? No, I never heard that name before. Who is she?
Just a name that's come up in my investigation.
I wonder if Ronan had finally met a young woman.
Oh, boy. Now you've done it.
Sorry. What about Jimbo?
Are you familiar with someone who goes by the name Jimbo?
No, I don't think so. Who is that?
A friend of Ronan's.
No, as I told you, I didn't know Ronan to have any friends. I especially don't recall him mentioning anyone called Jimbo.
We're not gonna wrap up the case.
Those are all the questions I have for now.
All right, Mr. Fordham.
Let's go talk to Upton.
Can we talk for a moment, Upton?
Certainly. What's on your mind?
Strange man.
Can I try giving you that description again? I may have more details now.
Yeah.
Sure. More details will definitely help. Could you describe the man's height and build?
Large, tall and large.
He's tall, with a large build.
All right. What color is his hair?
They said red.
I'm certain it's red.
All right. Do you know of any unique details that might make him easier to identify?
Distinct scar on the left cheek.
Yes, he has a scar on his left cheek in the shape of a shepherd's crook.
Good. That will be helpful. All right, I'll put out the bulletin. Give me a moment. All right, the bulletin is out. I'll let you know if...
Upton? Just got your bulletin.
Hello, Giles. Have you got something for me?
As a matter of fact, I've got someone in the jail fitting your description perfectly.
You don't say.
Yup. Name's Harvey Presser. Got picked up a couple of days ago.
Thank you, Giles. You heard the man, Fordham. You've got yourself someone to interrogate over at Bow Street.
Thank you.
Can we talk for a moment, Upton?
Certainly. What's on your mind?
Harvey Presser.
Upton, what do you have on this Harvey Presser fellow?
Give me a moment, and I'll locate the arrest report. Here we are. He was picked up in a bar in Chumley after being identified as the leader of a cooping gang by one of his fellow gang members.
So much for loyalty. Anything else about him?
Not much besides his address.
That might be worth looking into.
It's 5885 Riverview Road, right near the asylum.
Ah, wonderful. Maybe afterwards you can drop by and pick out a room.
Shut up, Bill. Review case.
I'm guessing you can't go over this case with me either.
I have to distance myself completely from this one. So when you figure it out, you'll need to speak directly to Mrs. Morgan.
Okay.
I can still try and help you if there's something specific giving you trouble, though.
I'll let you get back to work.
And you'd better do the same.
Okay, that's good. But we're making progress. So, let's see. This is the residence. Let's go to the jail. Look at
Fordham,
this.
you look even worse than the last time I saw you.
Shut
We
up.
can't all manage to keep looking as good as you, Giles.
What brings you back?
I need to talk about that guy over there.
I'm looking to speak with your prisoner.
Presser? I just got off the horn with Upton about him. Seems you're not the only one interested in finding the man.
Then I suppose it's lucky I got here first.
Suppose so.
What was he brought in for, exactly?
He's the suspected leader of a cooping gang. Makes me glad I didn't bother to vote. All those dirty politics are just a waste of time.
And people wonder why nothing in Parliament ever changes.
Yeah. What's a cooping gang?
He's watching you like a hawk. Looks liable to toss you in one of his cells if you try any funny business.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that's a direct line to the police department. You should make a rude noise into it when Giles isn't paying attention.
Yeah, let's talk to this guy.
Harvey Presser, I presume.
Who's asking?
Miles Fordham. I'm a private investigator.
What do you want from me?
Just a few minutes of your time. You don't have anywhere to be, do you?
Haha.
Hardy ha. Ask what you want, but I'm not answering anything until I see a lawyer.
This is our guy. What about Ronan?
Do you recognize the man in this ferrotype?
Should I?
His name is Ronan Lespay. He was shot outside the Silent Raven on election night.
That's a real shame.
This is the guy.
Are you saying you know nothing about the murder outside the Silent Raven on election night?
Not a thing. I've never even heard of the Silent Raven.
Is that right? Because I've spoken to at least 3 people who swore they saw you there that night.
Yeah, and you're not police, so that doesn't scare me. You can't do a thing about it.
This guy's starting to get on my nerves. There has to be a way to make him talk.
What about yourself?
I hear you were arrested for leading a cooping gang. Is that right?
I don't have to tell you a thing. You're not a copper.
That's all the questions I have for now.
Good. Leave me in peace.
Let's go to this guy's house.
Just a moment.
What?
Yeah? What do you want?
Ooh, she doesn't look like the type to take any guff. Better watch yourself, Miles.
Okay. I'd like to talk to you about your husband.
Mrs. Presser, I'd like to speak with you about your husband.
Well, he's not here right now. He's been away for a few days, actually. Who are you exactly?
My name's Miles Fordham. I just have a few questions. I promise this won't take long.
All right, come in. But try and keep it down. My daughter isn't feeling well, and I don't want her being disturbed.
Yeah, the kid is there, you see? We got some devices, we got pot. I'm gonna save. So.
She doesn't look so good.
Nope.
A man's coat. Seems Harvey wasn't expecting to be out for very long.
Nope.
Some of those modern steam cleaners. If they use them in this place, they clearly aren't worth a damn.
I think they sell them. Or maybe, I don't know.
Seems to be a notice from the bank threatening to foreclose on this place if they're late on their rent payment again. No wonder Harvey's taking a second job.
Yeah, why is it there? It's like a displayed prominently.
It seems peasant soup is on the menu tonight. Presumably that goes into the presser's bedroom. Or it might be a closet. Or both.
Mrs. Presser?
Yeah, what?
You know Ronan.
You know a man named Ronan Lespay?
Never heard of him.
And you've never seen the man in this ferrotype?
Nope. And I'm glad I haven't. Looks like a real pushover.
Wow. What about Harvey?
What does your husband do for a living, Mrs. Presser?
Harvey? He's a traveling salesman. Sells steam-powered cleaners like the ones in the corner there.
Oh?
Doesn't make much money on account of most people being afraid of steam tech these days. But Harvey tries his best to provide for me and little Mary. He's a good man. The job takes him out of town for days at a time, but we get by.
And that's all he does?
What are you asking? You know something I don't?
No, not at all. I was just curious.
Oh, look, another husband keeping secrets from his wife.
Yeah.
There are a copper a dozen around here, it seems.
What about yourself?
So what do you do while your husband's away?
Hang on there, what are you playing at? I'm a married woman.
I merely wanted to know a bit more about you, that's all. I meant no disrespect.
Is that your game? Asking innocent ladies about themselves so you can have your way?
She doesn't have to worry about being mistaken for innocent, that's for sure.
No, you know what? Just forget I said anything.
What about your daughter?
Is your daughter all right?
She's just come down with a bit of something. This stew I'm making will put her right again. I've been giving her regular doses of Pink Bladder's Miracle Tonic, too. I'm sure she'll be back to tearing the house down again in a matter of days. Ticks after her father, that one.
What about the election?
Are you pleased with the election results?
Yeah, I'm glad that no-good high muck-a-muck Outwood was voted out. Maybe now they can finally get to work on that bridge to Gascon we've been promised for so long.
But won't Leroy's opposition to steam tech be bad for your husband's business?
Maybe, but Harvey's always managed to land on his feet. If it comes down to it, I'm sure he'll be able to find a new job in no time.
Okay.
I was never too keen on him selling those contraptions anyway. It'll be a relief to get them out of the house.
I don't have any more questions for you, Mrs. Presser.
Good.
Everybody's sassy here. Let's go outside. I'm gonna threaten this guy to tell his wife about the gang thing if he doesn't spill the beans. So we got the Silent Raven, the Opium Den, the Presser residence, Ned's residence. Was this like a contract murder gone wrong or something like that?
A few more questions for you, Mr. Presser.
Whatever you say.
Family.
I had a little chat with your wife. You have a lovely family.
Mildred? How did you...
I may not be with the police anymore, but that doesn't mean I can't still get the information I need.
You didn't tell her about me being in jail, did you?
No.
Don't worry. It was quite obvious your wife has no idea what you're involved in. As a man who values discretion, I thought it best not to shatter her illusions.
That's awfully decent of you.
Yes.
Of course, I might change my mind, unless you start to cooperate.
I have to say, Miles, you've become a real natural at this tough cop role.
All right, fine. I'll talk. Just leave my family out of it.
Okay. Ronan.
Do you recognize the man in this ferrotype?
Yes, I do. That's Mr. Lespay.
And how is it you know him?
I was assigned to watch him and then pick him up on election night.
Assigned? By whom?
My employer. I'd really rather not name names, Mr. Fordham.
I don't care about your employer. What I care about is what you were doing with Mr. Lespay.
Well, it was a cooping scheme. He was one of the people I was told to pick up.
Yeah. It was a mistaken identity because of the other guy. They were looking for the other guy, not for this guy.
Tell me what you know about the murder outside the Silent Raven.
The most important thing I can tell you is that I didn't kill him.
Do you know who did?
Not a clue. I was inside the bar when I heard the gunshot. I went outside to see what had happened and found Lespay on the sidewalk.
And what happened next?
What do you think? I panicked. He was in my care. I wasn't expecting anyone to get killed.
I think Mr. Presser has a wildly different definition of the word care.
I went inside and gave the barmaid 10 crowns to keep her mouth shut. Clearly, that was money misspent. Then I went back home, told my wife I was going away on a business trip for a few days, just in case. Good thing I did, too. I might get out of this with her none the wiser.
What makes you so sure they'll let you out?
Me? I'm just a small fish, but I could talk and talk about whales. That's valuable information.
Quite the shrewd negotiator, this one. I think his skills have been wasted.
Yeah. What about you?
Is this your first time in jail?
Yeah, actually. Suppose you think I'm just some criminal scum, born for the gibbet? I'm not a bad man, Mr. Fordham. I just made some mistakes. You've met my family. I'd do anything for them. Anything.
I suppose no good deed goes unpunished.
You can say that again.
Okay, so I don't think this guy is our murderer. I think it's the other guy.
Tell me more about this cooping scheme.
I got paid to find men to vote for Atwood. Simple, really. Once I found a good mark, I followed him a bit, knocked him out, then took him to the coop, a little room I rented near the Raven. I had about 5 men on election night, including Lespay. Got them all liquored up and walked them over to the polls. Once each of them voted, we'd walk back over to the coop. I'd change their clothes, maybe give them a fake beard, and walk back for another vote.
Oh.
Did it for myself, too, so people would be less likely to notice. Kept it up for a few hours, until the murder.
That's all the questions I have for now.
Good.
Do the coup. Discover
Leave me
the
in
truth
peace.
about the cooping scheme. We got an achievement. Okay, so this was... What? I'm confused. I want to save.
On the dark roads of Montana, there's a shadow in the dirt, the whisper of a mountaineer in a ragged flannel shirt. He walks the stony hillsides with his mandolin in hand, but you'll never see his face around this long forgotten land.